Since its first season was released all the way back in 2006, fans of Dexter can't wait to see what the New Blood revival has in store for them. And with its release date being just a few days away, excitement is at an all-time high. But what do we really know about the cast members behind our favorite characters? And are any of them available to date? For all this and more, stay tuned. Number 1. Michael C. Hall as Dexter Morgan. First up on our list is none other than the leading man himself, Michael C. Hall, who is currently 50 years old and best known for his portrayal of the stoic anti-hero Dexter Morgan. For those of you who need a bit of a reminder, we last saw Dexter secretly living in Oregon after throwing his sister's body from the boat he later used to fake his own death. And according to reports, this is where the New Blood revival will be kicking off a grand total of 10 years later. Unlike his character though, Michael C. Hall doesn't have any homicidal tendencies and actually doesn't see himself as being 100% straight. That being said, the majority of his relationships have been with women, and as of right now, he has been married a grand total of 3 times. This happened for the first time in May of 2002, which saw Hall marrying Broadway actress Amy Spanger. But after just 4 years, the couple decided to call it quits. Surprisingly enough, Hall then tied the knot with his on-screen sister, Jennifer Carpenter, with this relationship lasting around 3 years. But finally, Hall found the love of his life in Morgan McGregor, who used to work as an associate editor at the Los Angeles Review of Books. The happy couple ended up exchanging vows at New York City Hall to the surprise of their friends and family. And according to Michael C. Hall, they've been unstoppable ever since. Number 2. Jennifer Carpenter as Deborah Morgan. Another cast member fans can't wait to see is Jennifer Carpenter, who brought the character of Deborah Morgan to life with her intense charisma and crazy use of foul language. And for those of you who haven't been paying attention to the news, her return might come as a bit of a surprise. Remember, the 41-year-old actress had her character killed off in the season 8 finale of Dexter, which saw her serial killer brother pulling her plug and dumping her body in the sea. In other words, don't get too excited just yet, as we think her upcoming appearance will be somewhat limited to flashbacks and guilt-induced visions. That being said, we can't wait to see Carpenter in action once more as her foul-mouthed self. And as it turns out, this is something she's been waiting for since the disappearance of her character all those years ago. As far as her personal life is concerned though, we've already discussed how Carpenter and Hall used to be married to one another, but her return won't be awkward for the couple, who are apparently on good speaking terms. She's also married to rocker Seth Avid, who's best known for his role as the lead vocalist of the Avid Brothers. Carpenter and Avid ended up getting married in May of 2016. This seemed like the next logical step for the couple, with Carpenter giving birth to her son Isaac just a year before the ceremony took place. Number 3. John Lithgow as the Trinity Killer. Funny enough, Deborah isn't the only dead character returning in Dexter New Blood. According to reports, John Lithgow will also be making a few appearances as Arthur Mitchell, the infamous Trinity Killer, who ended up murdering Dexter's wife Rita all the way back in season 4. The 76-year-old actor, who was born in New York City on the 19th of October 1945, has confirmed that he'll be returning in the typical flashback fashion, and will have a feeling that Dexter will be remembering his time with Mitchell because he, too, was a successful serial killer who maintained a good family relationship. Having gotten over the loss of both Rita and Deb, this could mean that Dexter is ready to move on. Either way, Lithgow's back and we couldn't be happier. In the real world, the brilliant actor has always been a joy to those around him. It explains how he ended up marrying the love of his life, Mary Eager, in 1981. But it might surprise you to hear that before this, Lithgow wasn't the best of husbands. You see, she actually married John Tatum a couple years earlier, but this first marriage ended abruptly when he was caught cheating on her with Liv Ullman. After swearing marriage off forever because of the terrible divorce he ended up facing, Eager turned up and changed Lithgow's life for the better. And as the fairy tales often say, the couple then lived happily ever after. Number 4. Clancy Brown as Kurt Caldwell. Since Dexter New Blood is somewhat of a revival of the franchise, with our favorite serial killer having established a life for himself away from Miami, Florida, it goes without saying that a couple of new cast members will be introduced in the upcoming first episode. One of them will be Clancy Brown, playing the role of Kurt Caldwell, who according to reports is the unofficial mayor of the small town Dexter finds himself in. Not much else is known about this character, but we can expect a man of similar age to Brown, who is currently 62, that likely has more money than he knows what to do with. That's what we usually find when we investigate the so-called unofficial mayors of small towns, after all. When it comes to his personal life though, Brown is an absolute hoot who has experienced next to no controversies over his many years in the filming industry. He has also been pretty lucky in love, having married Jean Johnson back in 1993, with whom he currently has a beautiful son and daughter with. Other than that, Brown has stayed pretty silent about his personal life, but by the images and small statements we get about his family, it sounds like everything everything is on the up and up. In fact, Brown actually took time off from acting a few years ago to ensure that he had enough time for his family. And now that he's back, we can't wait to see what he adds to Dexter New Blood. Number 5. Julia Jones as Angela Bishop. Another new face that will be making her debut in the world of Dexter Morgan is Julia Jones, who will be portraying a character by the name of Angela Bishop. If the casting right is up to be believed, Bishop is the new chief of police that Dexter will be encountering throughout the next portion of his journey. We're unsure whether he'll be doing work for her department in the field of forensic science or just bumping heads with her as a concerned citizen. In fact, since she is one of the most beautiful Dexter cast members to date, she could even end up being his long-term romantic interest. Either way, we're expecting a lot from her when she finally introduces herself come November 7th. Probably best known for her roles in franchises such as Twilight and Westworld, there's no doubt that the 40-year-old actress can act, but when it comes to her personal life, she likes to keep things on the low, hidden from her fan base. As of right now, it looks like she's single and ready to mingle, with her acting career preventing her from getting close to anyone because of her increasingly busy schedule. That being said, this could be a ruse, with Jones hiding her current relationship until she's ready to announce it. We can't know for sure, as she always seems to avoid the question in interviews, but either way, she's a definite celebrity crush. Just look at that smile. Number 6. Alano Miller as Logan. Last but not least, we have Alano Miller, who according to reports will be portraying the role of Sergeant Logan. Since Dexter New Blood is yet to release, not much is known about his character, but what we can tell you is that he holds the position of sergeant at the Iron Lake Police Department and also has the responsibility of being the assistant wrestling coach for the local high school in the area. Suffice to say, Dexter is going to have some problems with Sergeant Logan as the days go by. In fact, we wouldn't be surprised if the two ended up wrestling against one another in a show of strength. In the real world, the 41-year-old actor isn't a work-till-you-drop cop though. In fact, he considers his acting career to be almost secondary to his loving relationship with fellow actress DeWanda Wise. For those of you who don't know, the pair met on the set of Underground and after just a few months ended up tying the knot. A real love at first sight scenario, if we've ever seen one. Suffice to say, the dynamic duo are in an incredibly happy relationship with one another and are apparently looking to take things to the next step in the days to come. And there you have it. Everything you need to know about the real life ages and life partners of the cast of Dexter New Blood. Who are you most excited to see though? And what do you expect from the future of Dexter? Let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching.